So it ain't the whiskey, so it ain't the gin, so it isn't the wacky tobacco that you blame your success in or your failure. Think about it. So I got someone who's really nuts about affirmations, and they're telling me, Mr. 20, you've got no right to say they don't work. I said, I do. Neville Goddard taught law and order, right? I used to be a cop. You want order, you need law, all right? And I'm not saying it the way some of y'all are just imagining, right? There's natural laws. There's a lot of the universe. There's a lot of spirituality. And when you experience, when you surrender into, when you actually become what implies your wishes fulfilled, you're not going to blame the whiskey. You're not going to blame the gin. I enjoy a good single malt and a cigar pretty much every day. I enjoy eating steak too. And I love making fun of spiritual vegans. God, they're just good fun, aren't they? Because they blame kale. All right? The kale killers blame kale for success. Yeah, you got to raise your vibration. So eat more, be a kale killer. See, the thing is, I can hear kale scream. Right? Years ago, by the way, I was doing a lot of work with Native Americans, and I was very intuitive when it came to plant medicine. And the old fellas, they said that what you need actually grows close to your hut. It's one of the old seven sacred plant teachings. What you need grows close to your hut. And you can walk past someone's hut and tell what's wrong with them based upon what's outside their hut. Right? In other words, them pushed out. I find this fascinating because I had a spiritual vegan as a student. And the spiritual vegan would always say, I don't understand how you can be tuned in. I don't understand how you can be spiritual and eat flesh like you do. I said, I don't understand what you're talking about. Well, in another conversation, she brings up, you know what, I wish I could hear the plants like you do. I wish I could feel what they're good for and who they're good for. And I said, let me ask you a question. You're a spiritual vegan, right? Why don't you eat flesh? She goes, I can't eat anything that was alive. I mean with a face. I mean with consciousness. Yeah, good luck with that. Right? If you're asserting that the plants aren't alive and don't have consciousness, it's sort of like how a lot of people go about their special person manifesting. Right? Think about this. I want my special person to be a mindless automaton to think about me and only me all day long. In other words, you want them to be unemployed because they can't think about work. Right? So I want them to think about me and only me all day long, Mr. 20. And I want them texting me and only me all day long. And I want them to, rub my feet all day long. Not only do you want them to be a mindless automaton, well, I can, Mr. 20. Neville says, I'm the only one with free will in my reality. No, he doesn't. Right? Neville Goddard says something very different. So here's the deal. Right? If you didn't have free will, I wouldn't say, hey, why don't you join it for ManifestingMasteryDeluxe.com? 15 minutes a day, right? There's 90 new videos, the Facebook group, the $1,000 worth of bonuses blew Frank's mind. I was talking to him on the phone when they showed up in his box. He goes, what are these all doing here? I said, those are the bonuses, right? Anyway, normally $300 on sale for $200, ManifestingMasteryDeluxe.com. And if you didn't have free will in my reality, I wouldn't have to say, hey, why don't you join us and grow up? Okay, I just imagine you in and mindlessly giving me money. Because you don't even exist, you don't have free will. You get how nutty that is? Do you think Victoria would want to be with me if I looked her in the eye and said, you don't even exist, you don't even have free will, woman? Right, that just sounds nutty as French toast to me. Meanwhile, if you got cold today, subscribe to us. Go get the free emails at least. And, we got a new year beginning right now. Right? You could do what most people do. Right? The whole, I'm going to do a New Year's resolution. A New Year's resolution. Right? In other words, I'm going to do what I didn't do last year again for 21 days. The average person goes about 21 days. Right? First month, January at the gym, it's hard to get a parking space. Because everybody signs up, everybody goes, it's all good fun. And they tell me they pay for 4 to 7 months after they quit coming. After they quit showing up, they're still paying money because they'd feel guilty if they didn't pay money. Meanwhile, you're always paying a price, aren't you? Dive deeper, soar higher. My name is Mr. 2020. This is the Power of Imagination podcast where we explore one thing and one thing only. The wonder-working power of the human imagination. Dive deeper, soar higher. Ask me questions. I love questions. See ya.